Okay, so today we're going to talk about truckload accessorials. So in addition to negotiating, the rate to move it from point A to point B, you really want to be thinking about the accessorials. And so what are they? There's lots of them. And today we're going to cover pretty much the most common. The first is going to be fuel surcharge, and mainly you're going to see it like this. FSC is the acronym for fuel surcharge. And so what we do here at Aborn & Co. is we believe it's really important that you make your carriers whole on fuel, meaning they do have to buy that diesel and you should make them whole in the mileage that they're traveling to pay for that diesel. And so how do you do that? So the US puts out the weekly diesel cost average. They actually do it by all across the US, and then they have an average. So you could get a West Coast diesel cost and East Coast diesel cost. So depending on where your truckloads are moving, you may decide my truckloads are only moving in the West Coast. And so I'm gonna use the diesel cost that the government is putting out every Monday just for the West Coast. Here at Aborn, we have clients moving freight all over the place. So we do use the diesel average. So an example of that is we then take that diesel average and we come up with a sliding scale. So we'll do it in 10-cent increments. So we'll say between $2.50 and $2.60, $2.40 and $2.49. So this is actually $2.59, right? You get the drift. $2.60, $2.69, $2.70, and so forth, right? And then we'll say, okay, at each of these 10-cent increments on mileage cost, we're going to pay a cost per mile for fuel. So that's how they bill it. So let's say this week, I think the US diesel average this week is $2.438. And the cost per mile for fuel surcharge that our clients are paying today is 21 cents. And so again, this will just go, there's 22, there's 23 cents, there's 24. So if you have a full truckload shipment, it's moving this week, and you've negotiated a fuel surcharge, you want to negotiate the scale again, so you're making the carriers whole at the right diesel cost. As diesel costs go up, your fuel surcharge fee is going to go up, and as diesel costs go down, the fuel surcharge you're going to pay is going to go down with it. So we highly recommend a sliding scale. That's fuel surcharge. You're going to see that on every single shipment you move. If you ask carriers for an all-in rate, we see that a lot. That all-in rate is going to include fuel. But again, if you do it that way, you're not making yourself whole on fuel or the carriers. So you're giving them the risk when you say, give me an all-in rate. And what happens when you give risk to carriers? They're going to up the rate to protect themselves. So right now, diesel is down. It's been, the averages have been pretty good. So if you were paying an all-in rate, chances are you'd be paying more today maybe than you should for fuel. So you want to think about that. Think about that sliding scale. The other that you're going to see quite a bit is TONU charge. And TONU means truck ordered, not used. So you book a truck, you make a commitment that you're going to use ABC Trucking, and they're coming to pick up your freight in Cincinnati, Ohio. An hour, 2 hour, 3 hours before pickup, you find that the order's either not going to be ready, customer canceled it, you don't need the truck anymore. When you do that, after you've tendered a load and the carrier has committed to it, they charge you a truck ordered, not used charge. And this is a negotiable accessorial that if you're negotiating contracts with carriers, you can negotiate this. And what you want to think about is not just negotiating a flat fee, but if the truck driver is en route, let's say when you call the carrier, the driver is already en route to your facility, that truck ordered not used fee should be more than if they hadn't dispatched the driver yet. So if they hadn't dispatched the driver yet, the truck isn't moving to your facility, negotiate a fee. If the truck is en route, negotiate a higher fee, because they got to turn that guy around or that gal around and find something else for them to do. And that is additional labor for them. So you can break that out again, truck ordered, not used. The same holds true for the other, which is detention. And what we call it is detention with power and detention without power. So how this works, you've got a carrier backed into your door and they're picking up freight, or they're backed into your door and they're delivering freight, and you've detained them. So you usually get 2 hours of free time, meaning it's free. The carrier and the driver are gonna wait while you load, and this is on a live load. So let's say driver's backed in, he's been sitting waiting to get loaded, or he's waiting even in line to get backed into the door, whether again at a shipper or a receiver. And if it's over 2 hours, they're gonna bill you a detention time, and it's a cost per hour, and it's negotiable. But there's 2 different ways they can charge you that. Now, if the driver is there with his tractor, so he's got the tractor, that's a terrible tractor, sorry. So if the driver's backed into the door, and you're loading and it's longer than 2 hours, you're gonna start hitting detention. That's detention with power. You've got the tractor, you've got the driver there, you've got a trailer backed into the door. Now, we talked about this for truckload pricing. If you can have the ability to drop trailers at the shipper or the receiver, what that means is now you just have a trailer backed into the door, you don't have a driver waiting, and you don't have the tractor there. That's detention without power. So you're gonna pay more for detention with power, and you're gonna pay less for detention without power. And you wanna negotiate it that way, again, because just like truck ordered, not used, the more equipment you tie up, and if you tie up the driver who now can't go anywhere else, that's more expensive for the carrier than it is if you've dropped a trailer and you've hung on to that trailer for too long. So that's detention. The other two we see a lot of, especially if you're in consumer products or food. There's 2. One is called sort and segregation. And we call it short, you'll see it as sort and seg. I usually just do seg because I have a real bad spelling problem. And then the other one is lumper. So what these are is, if you're a shipper and you're shipping to a big box retailer or a grocery warehouse, oftentimes they'll say, we need a sort and seg, which means, so you've got boxes, and these boxes are on a pallet. And when the driver delivers this pallet, they offload it onto the dock with a forklift. And then what your customer is telling the driver is, you now have to unshrink wrap the pallet, take all the boxes off, and put them in order by PO or by customer order. So they're sort and segregating. They're taking the boxes off the pallet and they're putting them on the dock in a certain way that will allow your customer to put them away. So oftentimes when you bring on a new customer and they require this sort and segregation, you're paying for it as the shipper if you are the shipper, and you want to negotiate this with your carriers. And they usually charge 2 different ways. One is a cost per piece, and the other is a cost per 100 weight. We would always recommend the cost per piece. You're then really getting a 1-to-1 scenario of what that fee should be. When you do cost per 100 weight, if you're shipping mixed products, let's say you're shipping cans of bean and boxes of pasta, segregating the cans of bean are going to be heavier than segregating the box of pasta. So that doesn't really give you a 1-to-1 relationship when you start talking about cost per 100 weight. So again, we recommend cost per piece, but you can negotiate it both ways. You want to be mindful of that. Now there's lumper. And this is an interesting one because you cannot negotiate it. You are just stuck with it. And what this is, your customer says, I want sort and segregation. I won't allow the carrier to do it for you. I'm actually going to hire my own lumper service, and whatever they charge me, I'm going to bill you. And that's how you have to pay for it. So what happens is the carrier ends up paying the lumper fee on behalf of the shipper, let's say, and then the shipper gets billed that lumper fee from the carrier. This is a tough one again because it's non-negotiable. It's really hard to say, all right, I have to pay this, and one day it's going to be $500 and the next day it's going to be $100, and I really don't understand why. And it's one of the big mysteries of lumpers is this is a great service because apparently they don't have to negotiate their rates in order to do it. It's also why it's really important. We talk a lot about data. Even in truckload, you want to have the ability to break out all these charges so that you understand what's going to be sort and seg, what's going to be lumper, what am I paying for detention, because you'll have customers who charge you back as well. And you really want to understand the breakout of these charges. And you want your sales team to also, because if your sales team's out selling to these types of customers that require this service, chances are they don't know about it. And so you're trying to understand cost, your cost of product, how much does it cost to move this product, and what's my profit? Well, if you have no idea you're going to be paying for a sort and seg or a lumper, you can't have a full understanding of your profit. So these are important. They're important to know. The other one you'll see is extra driver. And basically what that means is if you actually source a team driver service, and you would do that if you wanted to drive quicker, right? Because of the hours of service, they drive for 14, they down for 10. They drive for 14, they're down for 10. This allows 2 drivers, both certified in the truck, so when one's sleeping, the other one's driving, there's no downtime. Now, you can either negotiate a cost per mile for team, that's different than a cost per mile for a single driver, or you can just negotiate an upcharge for a team, for the second driver. The other would be layovers. So layover charges are that delivery is appointed for today at 3 o'clock. They get there and the freight's not ready. And it could be a delivery or a pickup, and it doesn't get loaded in time, and it causes the driver to have to stay overnight somewhere to then load or deliver that freight. That's a layover charge. So that's where detention, you wouldn't see detention there, and you may see detention with a layover. So you want to be really clear when you're negotiating those items as when does layover apply and when does detention apply. Refrigerated. If you require a refrigerated type of equipment, again, kind of like the team driver, you could either negotiate a different cost per mile or an upcharge for reefer. Reefer is more expensive because it's you're paying, to run the refrigeration on that truck is a cost versus a regular drive van. And then we did talk a little bit about, when you have flatbeds and you need tarps, those are going to be extra charges. If you're looking even in a dry van, if you're a client or a company who ships a lot that you want load locks, that's usually an additional fee and you want to negotiate it. If you don't negotiate these accessorial fees, again, you put the risk on the carrier to figure it out themselves. And when they take on the risk, they're going to charge you more. So if you have any of these types of additional services, we're all going to have fuel, so you're going to want to negotiate that. But any of the others, you really want a clear idea of what they're going to be, and then you want to make sure that you negotiate them. There are some other accessorials, but we could spend too long talking about them. So if I missed anything and you want to know more about them, please reach out to us. You can go to our website and hit our Contact Us page. You can find me on LinkedIn, Jill Clifford, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have surrounding truckload accessorials. So thanks for listening.